Hi, Jordan. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I just want to go over a brief confidentiality statement before we begin. Just if you have any questions or concerns, let me know at the end, okay? So in this room, everything that you say can and will be confidential, remain that way. There are a couple exceptions to this rule. And if you suggest to me that you are a risk to yourself, a risk to someone else, if a child under the age of 18 is at risk, or if the court subpoenas my notes, okay? Do you have any questions about that?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay, fantastic. So what brings you in today?
Basically, I have a pretty terrible relationship with my mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrible in what way? How would you say?
She's not a great person to live with anymore. She was in the past, obviously, right? I can't take that away from her, but in recent months, I've noticed that she's just not been the same person.
Okay, the same person in what way? Can you give me an example of something specific that's changed?
Yeah. Okay, well, not to sound like I was born with like a silver spoon in my mouth or
That's
anything
okay.
like that, but she used to cook me breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, because I go to school, right? So she would pack me a lunch,
Yeah.
but she would make sure that we're well fed because she is a single mother. We don't have a father.
Okay.
Lately, that's how it started. There was no more breakfast on the table in the mornings.
Okay.
I was like, okay, whatever. And then it just escalated from that. And now it's like, for example, she'll go out with her friends, which everybody's entitled to do, totally fine, I don't care, obviously. But usually she'd rather, cook us something before she left or like leave us money to go and buy something.
And this is in the evening then?
Yes.
Okay.
And lately, she's been leaving my little brother money, which again, he's 13 years old, so he doesn't have a job or anything like that, fine.
Okay.
But she doesn't leave me any money.
Okay.
And I get that might not sound like I'm great from me.
That's okay.
But she always used to do it, and she just kind of stopped without explanation. So
Okay.
I don't really know what to make of that.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that this is happening and you're feeling this way. So what are your hopes for this session? What would you like to get out of coming here?
Well, I actually have a primary and then a backup.
What's your primary? We'll focus on that.
All right, the primary one is obviously to somehow find a way to rekindle my relationship with my mother.
Okay.
And the secondary being, if we see that probably isn't going to happen, to find a way to combat the new issues stemming from this.
So what you're telling me is that there's been a bit of maybe neglect
There has been.
From your parent, your mom, and you're feeling maybe a little jealous of your little brother.
Not quite.
Not quite? You want to explain how you feel with your little brother then?
It's not his fault. Like, he didn't do anything wrong, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like he said, hey, Mom, start doing this,
Okay. So you don't feel any kind
No.
of... Okay.
He's
that's
13,
That's very mature of you.
Yeah, he's 13 years old.
Mhm.
We're friends, too. Like,
That's
some
very
siblings
nice.
don't get along at this age, but
Yeah.
we get along quite
That's
well.
very nice that you have that good relationship with your brother despite
Yeah.
everything going on with your mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you'd like to get out of coming to see me today and in the future, you can look back and say, I'm really glad that I went to visit Kira for this session. You'd
Yeah.
like to rekindle this relationship with your mom.
I would.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to ask you kind of a funny question now, okay?
All right.
Okay, so imagine tonight when you're asleep, a miracle happens, okay?
A miracle.
But you're asleep, so you don't know that this miracle has happened. But when you wake up in the morning, your problem is solved. Your relationship with your mother is rekindled, okay? What would be the first thing that you notice?
Well, there would be breakfast on the table, and I get how that sounds, but, I've lived my whole life, right? So
Yeah.
just become accustomed to it. But yeah, so there'd be breakfast on the table. But beyond that, I'm not trying to sound like I have no life, no friends type of thing like that, but basically, the people that I live with, being my brother and my mom, are legit my only family members, pretty much.
You sound like you're very family oriented and your family means a lot to you.
See, I'm not though.
Oh, okay.
And it sounds like that, but the only reason that it sounds like that is literally because they're the only two people that I actually have from my family. Because I don't have like my entire like dad's side, like we don't talk to them anymore. They don't have nothing to do with us.
Okay.
Whole other issue there.
Yeah, we can touch base on that another time if you like.
My mom is an only child,
Okay.
so I have no aunts, uncles, cousins.
Mm-hmm. So pretty small, condensed family unit.
It is.
Then.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. So,
Okay.
you know, obviously, like if they're the only family I have left, you know, right? But
yeah.
Back to this miracle.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to just have conversations in the morning, you know, which was nice.
Like when you were eating breakfast together?
Yeah, we were relatively close, you know, as, you know, parents and children should be.
Yeah.
So we would have, you know, conversations in the morning time or, you know, at dinner or something like that. But she doesn't even sit with us anymore.
Where does she sit?
She doesn't.
Oh, she's just not home?
If she is, she's just getting ready and then she leaves.
Okay.
So it's, I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't really give us too much.
Okay. In the last 3 months, let's say give a time period of about 3 months, have there been any times where the miracle picture that we've described, where you're kind of having breakfast with your mom or having a conversation with her, have there been any occasions like that?
I'll give her credit for this. My birthday was a month ago and
Happy belated birthday.
thank you. She was there for that. Like she sat down in the morning and, you know, we talked a little bit. She actually made me breakfast too.
That's very
Some
nice.
waffles.
That's very nice. Yeah.
So there was that.
Okay. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I didn't know what to expect, obviously, because it had been like 2 months of, you know, neglect. But
this was like last month then.
Yes.
Okay.
So I didn't really know what to expect. I was thinking about it too. I was like, well, what's gonna happen tomorrow? Like, is she gonna be like, she even gonna say happy birthday type thing, right? She ended up like saying happy birthday.
That's very nice.
When I walked out, and I had like, obviously, you know, we live in an apartment, so it's not very big. So I walked out of my room and I just like, I was met with the aroma of breakfast.
That's very nice.
Yeah,
How did that make you feel?
Oh, it was great. I was like, okay. Well, she's not too far gone. You know, she's still.
Yeah, you're hanging on to a little bit of hope then. That's very good. That's
acknowledging my existence through my birthday, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sat down, we had a conversation, took us to school, because usually she would take us to school, but the past few months she's been making like a new excuse every day as to why we should take the bus or walk.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I don't really care, but it's just the idea that, you know, it's another one of those things, similar to the breakfast thing, similar to the talking thing.
We can come back to that, no worries. We'll touch base about every single thing, okay? I'm going to ask you another kind of funny question, okay?
Sure.
So, I'm going to give you a scale, 0 being not sad at all, 10 being very sad, it's affecting your day-to-day tasks. Right now, how do you feel about the state of the relationship with your mom?
Probably like a 4.4.
4.4? It's very specific.
Yeah, it is. Quick math.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? That's honestly on a scale from 0 to 10, it's not bad. You're sitting at like a 4.4.
Yeah.
Why not a 3.4? Why aren't you lower on the scale? Why aren't you more sad?
I think it's just because, well, the birthday thing actually, you know, really rose it up a lot because I was like, okay, there's still hope. So there is still hope.
Yeah,
I'm not like,
absolutely.
you know, gonna just jump to the conclusion that my mom hates me.
No.
Because that's probably not the case. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, considering she, you know, I realize that she's made a lot of sacrifices for the two of us because she's
very mature of you.
I'm an only her. She is a single parent.
Yeah.
She's a single parent. So I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. She's, you know, been great to us our entire lives. So she's probably just going through something that she doesn't want to talk about for some reason.
It's very nice. Have there been any other successes where you felt, despite that one morning on your birthday, have there been any other instances where you were feeling maybe like a 5 on the scale instead of a 4.4?
Not quite. Not in terms of her actions. I mean, obviously, you know, sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and it'll be a specific day where something specific is going to happen and I know and I'm excited for it.
Okay.
Hence my mood being better than usual, but
okay.
Nothing other than the birthday
in terms of the last ones.
Yeah, in terms of, yeah.
So what do you think are the next steps that we can take to get you to a 5 or even a 6?
I don't know.
You're not too sure?
I'm not too sure because, I mean, I feel like I've made a decent effort to figure out what's going on with her, but I haven't got very far.
Okay. That's not bad.
No.
All right. So, you're sitting at a 4.4, which is pretty low on the scale. Could be better. But you made the effort to come out and see me. You're seeking help. I think that's very, very good of you.
Well, I was actually referred to you by the school.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. So how are you coping with all of this? You're still going to school and you're still, taking care of yourself and your young brother, and you still have all this hope. You seem very hopeful. How are you coping with all of this?
Before I tell you that, I have a question for you actually.
Absolutely.
At the beginning of this interview, we talked about confidentiality, and you said one of the things that would make you break confidentiality is if I was a harm to myself.
Harm to yourself.
What does that mean exactly?
Meaning that if you were to...
Like physically a harm to myself, as in like...
Physically a harm to yourself, if you were to express to me that maybe you were feeling suicidal.
Okay, well I'm not. Okay, yeah.
Okay. If I feel that you pose a threat to yourself physically.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, well I guess in this case, it's not, it definitely isn't to that extent, but coping is a whole list of ways. Sometimes I'm a soccer player, so I'll just go hit the pitch. That's a very positive way. I feel like,
that's a very, very
exercise.
Good way.
Other days, not so much. Other days, I like to drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We can come back to that one in another meeting if you'd like. I'd love to see you again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like an alcoholic or anything like that.
That's okay.
But there's some times.
There's good and there's bad coping mechanisms, and we're gonna help you figure out what are the best ones for you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you said that you like to play soccer. Are there any other sports that you play?
No.
Just soccer.
Just soccer.
Are you on a school team?
I am on the school team. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any friends in the league?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Do you guys hang out outside of school?
Yep.
That's very nice. You have this other support system outside of your home family, your home unit then, right? That's very good. That's something that you've been doing to cope with everything going on at home, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to ask you one more question, okay? It's same idea as before. I'm going to give you a scale.
Okay.
You give me your answer, okay?
Sure.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not feeling very motivated, feeling like there's no hope at all, and 10 being I'm ready to go and I'm going to go talk to my mom tonight. Where are you sitting right now?
Maybe like a 6.
We moved up.
We moved up a little bit.
Yeah, that's a fantastic answer. That sounds like, you know what, you're kind of on the fence, but you're leaning more positive, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's very good. I can see that even though you say you don't, I can see that you care very much about your family.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody cares about their family, but it's not like my football.
It's something that I can see means a lot to you. You took the effort to come out today to talk about it, so I can see that you do want to. You want to have a change. You want to have a change for the better.
I do.
Okay,
that's
very good. Very good. I think that's very doable. I think you've been doing very well already with coping. You're helping to take care of yourself, your younger brother. You're getting to and from school. You have your extracurriculars. You have your friends at school and your peers. I think that's very, very well. That's very well done. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, despite everything that you're doing, this still is obviously a problem to you and something that you'd like to resolve. And that's why you came here today.
That's true.
Yeah. So what we can do is I'm going to give you maybe a little task, some homework, you can call it, okay?
Sure.
So you said you're not really ready to talk to your mom right now. You're sitting at about a 6.
Yeah.
But what you can do is if you'd like to go home and you can write her a letter.
Write her a letter.
You don't have to give it to her right away. You can, instead of sitting down face to face, which might seem like a bit of an overwhelming task, you can write down all of your emotions on paper. You can scratch it out a million times. You can get everything down. And then you give it to her when you're ready.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I think you
can. I think you're more capable than you think.
Of writing? No, I'd rather just go talk to her.
You'd rather talk to
than
her?
write a letter, for
sure. So
are
you feeling a little bit higher than a 6 then?
No, but there's just something about writing a letter and then handing it. Or not even handing it to her, but putting it on her nightstand or whatever and having her read.
You're more of a face-to-face
Yeah,
thing.
there's just something about that that
Okay.
I'm not gonna do.
That's totally fine. How about I give you another task then, okay?
Sure.
Are you and your mom, do you have like a good affectionate relationship? Like are you a hugger, anything
No.
like that? No?
No, I'm
That's
a very
okay.
affectionate person.
Okay, so what maybe you can do, maybe you could sit down, maybe you could make a meal. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Maybe you just make a meal for your mom, and then you sit down as a family, you have a conversation, and you can tell her maybe how you're feeling. Does that sound a little bit better than the letter?
Yeah, it does sound
A little bit
better.
better? I can see that you're very mature for your age. You'd like to have a face-to-face conversation.
I'd rather do that than a letter for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe you can practice it beforehand. You can write down what you'd like to say so you don't miss any key
I'm more of a
points.
wing it off the top kind of person.
That's
but
okay. That's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Then why don't you plan a night this week? You can make just a quick, you can make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for all they care. I think your mom will appreciate the gesture anyways.
I bet you will.
And then you can talk to her and then hopefully resolve some issues there.
Okay.
Even in the future, if you'd like, I'd love to have both of you sit down and we can have a family session if you'd be interested in something like that.
Perhaps I would.
Okay, fantastic. Do you have any other questions for me today?
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay, well, it was very nice to meet you, Jordan. I look
Nice
forward to
meeting
seeing
you.
you again.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.